Welcome to the special episode of XFL Draft Central with your Draft Central hosts, Bill Carroll and Jeff Barnes. We have a special guest tonight. We have Nathaniel Hines, a young man who's also in the XFL draft right now. He's with the NFL Alumni Academy. So special things going on with him as he's trying to prolong his NFL career. We're going to bring him in a minute to introduce the show. So let's get some background on him. Let people get to know the player that is Nathaniel Hines. Bill?
Well, first of all, he's a large human. For those who are not familiar with Mr. Hines. Now, I'm not sure what he's done with his body since last I saw him, but when last I laid eyes on him, he was about 6'3" and 5/8", I think, and about 337 pounds, something like that. So he may have moved some of that around, may have gained a little, lost a little. I guess he'll let us know what he's done with his body since then. And what I remembered about him is he disposed of other people against their will. Took them places they didn't want to go and ways they didn't want to get there. Once he got his hands on you, it was not a good day for you. He was, I'd say, probably a little more developed in the run game than the pass game, but he was a decent enough pass blocker as well. But where he made his bones, as they say, was as a run defender. I'd see him sometimes take people 3, 4, 5, 6 steps away from where he made initial contact with them, and then deposit them, as I said, unceremoniously, like a sack of wet garbage. And so it was like I said, that was what stood out to me, his ability to just flat out move people. And he had a play with some amount of edge, aggression, streak. There's a bunch of terms that people throw around in the offensive line business. He played with a lot of that. And he seemed like a guy that would be a good building block, like a guy that you get him at this point, but if he's well coached, I could see him, moving up and up and up.
Indeed. Well, without further ado, let's bring him on the show. Nathaniel, welcome to the show.
How y'all doing?
Good to see you, Mr. Hines. So my notes as of your collegiate playing career, I think I had you at 6'3" and 5/8 and 337. Now, where are you now physically, and what are you trying to get to?
So earlier this morning, I did an in-body test, and I'm still 6'3", 326. So I want to be around like 325, 320 because I'm going to be playing hard. So that's where I want to be around.
Okay, so you're trimming up, it sounds like, tightening up. Okay. Yeah, definitely. What kind of things are you doing to make those changes physically and technique-wise?
Here especially, they've helped me change my diet a little bit, running more, lifting a whole lot more. I've been having to work and stuff like that. So I'm just doing a whole lot more to really fine-tune and lean out my body.
Okay, excellent. And as they say, as is written in the good book, iron sharpens iron as man sharpens man. Who have you been getting your hands on? Who's been getting their hands on you?
Definitely, it's really been a lot of people here. My college teammate Michael Badajo was here. A few other. I can't think of his name. His name's Yo-Yo. He went to Wyoming, D lineman. And Jay Blakely from Tennessee. A few different guys.
Okay. Well, tell Michael I said hello. I got a chance to meet him last year at the HBCU Legacy Bowl, and we talked a little bit. And he leaves an impression. I'll put it that way. He's not shy. He's not quiet. Okay, good. And I'll let Jeff jump in a second. But my one last question is or jump in now.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say my last question is obviously I know you'll go any place, but when you look at blocking schemes, which ones make your little heart go pitter pat? Like, what do you really get excited about when you watch, the NFL or even other leagues when you watch other schemes?
Truthfully, I would say the Arizona Cardinals a lot. So I mean, that's where I can see myself fit best.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
All right. So, since you left school, what have you been doing with yourself? I know, this has been a chance for you to get back with playing football.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You've just been working out. You've been playing arena ball. I know a lot of guys are all over the place. Some guys are even over in Europe. So,
So for me, I graduated college and I immediately went to go play IFL. The San Diego Strike Force, the head coach, Taylor Gessner, he was a high school coach of mine. So he called me up immediately and was like, we need an O-lineman. So I came out there, played a little center and guard, especially guard though. And I like the IFL. It was definitely a lot more fast-paced. Instead of, me being at tackle with a wide 5 on me, it was like me being that guard with a tight 3 on me, like all games. It went pretty smooth though. I had a lot of players that are here right now with me. And just that's where I met Jamie first. We played on the same team out there.
Okay.
And
so
then
things up.
Out, my bad. But
no, go ahead.
No.
Oh, here we go. Coach's clicker.
I can't see.
Yeah.
It's just a black screen for me. I can't really see. Okay. I can see it now.
There we go. No, I was just saying that things happen a lot faster on the inside.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. A whole lot faster. People score a whole lot faster. Plays happen a whole lot.
In terms of footwork, what things do you think you might have gained or improved from having to play in that fast-paced environment and play on the interior?
So really, it kind of showed me how to play guard more. So, I was at tackle, then I got moved to center in college. So I went from setting vertical at tackle to kind of playing in the box. So in IFL, that kind of really fine-tuned me and really showed me how to play like on the line of scrimmage more. And I would just say it just helped me like really move my feet a whole lot better.
Okay, great. Well, feet's everything, right? Slow feet don't
definitely.
eat.
Indeed. So, run blocking, when a lot of people see your film, is your forte. It's the one thing that you are the strongest at. Tell me, run blocking. What about it that you think makes you excel at it? I'm sorry if I'm getting choppy. For some reason, my signal's a little lagging tonight. But what about run blocking?
You went out one more time, but if I'm
I think what Jeff was asking is about that's the strength of your game and what things allow you to be so effective as a run blocker.
I would say hand placement. Hand placement on stuff like outside zone, really being able to get out there and catch guys off balance. Really just get inside and use my hands as much as I can to drive my feet. Run blocking, I like pass blocking, of course, but run blocking's a whole lot easier to me. It really just shows why we lift type thing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Gotcha. So we asked about your strength. Anybody? Is it for weaknesses? when you talk about, you're definitely up here on run blocking. A lot of people say, well, he's got a lot of gain in the pass protection. What do you think you need to work on most to improve that pass protection?
Pass protection. Okay, so like say, like in one-on-ones today, I was kind of leaving my back foot on my pass set when I was at guard. And that's one thing I definitely feel like I have to work on. Pass my punch more strong. Like of course I have the strength, but it's about using it. It's there. It's really just about not just laying my hands on a guy and using my strength like that. It's more about punching and using my strength like that, and then being able to recover off the punch. So I mean, as far as pass, that's what I got to work on right now. Just keeping my feet, like once I slide my right foot, slide my left foot too, or once I slide my left foot, slide my right foot too every time.
Gotcha.
Honestly, that's really what I
Gotcha. When you try to improve it in your pass sets, right? We talk about mirroring. What do you think is the biggest obstacle for you when it comes to, outside tackle is a lot more space. So it's a lot more space to chase down a guy. But when he's on you inside, he's on you quick and fast and in a hurry.
Yeah.
So you have to mirror even faster.
Mm-hmm. So
what do you think is your biggest obstacle as far as the guy on you?
Say that one more time. Did the last part?
What do you think is your mirroring inside now with that guy literally right in front of you? Everything happens a lot faster, bigger body as well. What do you think is going to be your biggest obstacle to improving that one phase of your pass pro?
Just getting there, so I mean, being that he's up tight on me, up close on me right away, my mind automatically try to punch now instead of getting there and then punch. So that's kind of what coach was telling me earlier. He was saying get there first and punch. He was like, you kind of have more time than you think you have. So once I really get there, it's like, once you get there, that's the easy part, or that's the hard part. And once you get there, it's like when you can punch it and really use your strength.
Okay. And we talked obviously about zone, and people hear the term all the time, and they hear the name like Alex Gibbs all the time, right? Coach Gibbs, who worked together with Coach Mike Shanahan with the Denver Broncos in the late 80s, early mid-90s, well, actually, I guess early 90s to mid-90s to sort of develop it. And then now it's everywhere, right? Everybody has some version of inside zone, outside zone. For those who have never played offensive line, and I'd be one of those people who's never played offensive line at any level of football in my life, fullback's the closest. I played a little bit of fullback. It was the closest I ever came to playing offensive line. That at least I knew a little bit about blocking technique, but I never had to deal with some of the things you dealt with. For someone who doesn't know what it means to have to do all that zone stepping and all the stuff you have to do to be effective as a zone blocker, talk about that. What is it you have to do? What do you have to learn that makes you effective in zone blocking? And then how does that differ from, say, man or gap scheme?
So with zone blocking per se, it's kind of keeping everybody on one page. I can't. Did it click off?
No, we're still here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just we're just featuring you. You're the star.
Yeah. Okay. So with zone blocking, it's kind of more area than you have a body per se. So if it's zone right, I have the B gap. You feel me? So it's. I would say that's kind of the easiest way to describe it. You have an area more than a man per se.
Sure. And of course, Jeff and I are both old, and in the case of me, very old defensive backs. And so for us, it's a similar to what we deal with zone, right? But you don't ever want to be covering grass, right? The same thing with you. Even though they say you've got this, if you've got to go find work, you can't just stand around.
Yeah. My bad. No, I was saying kind of like how I said you have more of an area than a man. Somebody's gonna appear in that area, or you're gonna have to go find somebody in that area.
Right. Perfect. And you said you also obviously spent some time playing center. That is one of the most difficult positions to play, period. And people don't talk about how difficult it is. Tell people who've never played center before, once again, I've never done that. What are all the things you have to do to be a good center, and how does it help you even when you're playing other positions?
Okay, so with center, you have to know everything. Center was like quarterback to me. You have to snap the ball, punch with your off hand, then punch with the hand you snapped with. Sometimes you got to snap the ball and punch with the same hand that you snap with. And it's really just about learning defenses, learning how to control the offense as well, just like a quarterback would. Learning, what your guards have to do, what your tackles have to do, who the point is, who the running back has to get, who the running back might have to sift to. Anything like that is like, I would say that's what makes center really hard. And of course, having to do all that, then go block nose guard like Vita Vea or somebody.
Yes. Yeah, it wouldn't matter what else you had to do. If Vita Vea is over there, it's already difficult. My gosh, eat a big lunch, Nathaniel.
Well, we had a question that was in the chat, and last week this would have applied to you because you were part of the XFL draft. Now you're in the NFL week, so you won't be part of this draft. But if you're not with a team in the next couple of weeks, you will at least have a chance for the supplemental draft for the XFL, since you qualified for that. How excited would you be about an opportunity? Say you're not on a roster in a couple of weeks and the supplemental XFL draft does come up. How excited would you be about that opportunity?
Get out there and play again. Really, really upgrade my chances at the highest level. The XFL is going to be a really exciting league. I play with a lot of people that have been in the XFL before, a lot of people who are going to this upcoming draft. So, I really plan on taking the opportunity and running with
it. Okay. You mentioned that you've been working out with some guys. You played against some of these guys. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Hold on, Bill. Hold on, that's the question. Bill?
No, I'm sorry. It's just
hold on, that question. We're just going to take a quick 30-second break.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. Let you get a good drink, and we'll be back with more.
Enjoy 40% off site-wide. Vitable takes the guesswork out of feeling good. Get your own personalized daily vitamin pack safely delivered to your doorstep every month. Take their online quiz to find out which vitamins and minerals can support your personal needs based on your own diet and lifestyle. Hashtag only what you need, nothing that you don't. All vitamins are manufactured in Australia at the highest quality standard. Ingredients come in the best form for their absorption by your body. Enjoy 40% off site-wide using code NBS40 at checkout.
We are back with more Nathaniel Hines. So, Bill, go ahead and ask your question now.
Oh, well, you talked a little bit about how you know some of the guys already. Like it'll be a reunion. And obviously you talked about already working out with Michael and obviously having met Michael long ago. Tell me about other players that stood out to you in your career, guys that you thought, whew, okay, that guy tested me. Like I really had to bring my best. Who are some of the best guys you've ever matched up against, whether it be in a game, practice, workouts?
I would say one of the best guys that I matched up against is here right now. I think his name is Jaquan Artist. I played him in the IFL and he was real good. He was a real good passer. What's his name? That's gonna be in the XFL right now. I think it might be Javon Pass, the quarterback from Perth, who just got drafted.
Puma.
Yeah, he was a dog. We played in the Legacy Bowl together. Played against him, of course. He was real good for sure. Sure. That silent leader, he was real good.
Yes. Excellent. And
So
before I
from Texas
interrupt you,
Southern,
Jeff,
you guys had I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No. I was
Every
saying.
time I hear a
before
pause, I go.
I was just saying, and before I so rudely interrupted Jeff, and then of course I again rudely interrupted Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
So coming from Texas Southern, you guys had a pretty prolific offense, but here we are. We're talking about the NFL. We're talking about the elite all football league. So when it comes to the NFL playbook, and a lot of fans don't realize how big an NFL playbook is. I happen to have mine, which is, as everybody can see, you talk about 800 pages. All right, so
Yeah.
so are you ready for that? There's something that a lot of people don't realize till they get that book in front of them and they go, "That's I got to learn that in a week." Yeah, yes, you have to learn that in a week. So, what are you doing to prepare or wherever you? Okay, well, this is your homework. Have fun with it. And granted, now it's all on the iPad, so it's a little bit easier to carry around. But
so, my O-line coach, my last year at TSU, Manny Ramirez, he was a center for Peyton Manning. I believe on the Colts, for Peyton Manning on the Colts. He kind of prepared me a whole lot. He really just showed me like how much I had to how much I had to take on my work ethic, my knowledge in the classroom. Like by far, I would say we weren't really. Let me kind of say it right. In the classroom, that was something that I feel like a lot of HBCUs lack on per se. He came and elevated my game in the classroom a whole lot. Here, Coach Tice, we've been on the board already, and I've only been here 2 days. Really just, trying to learn how to trying to break down things with better terminology, easier, and just make things flow smoother.
Yeah, I do remember Coach Ramirez as a player.
Throwing it back to you, Bill.
No, I was just saying, I remember I scouted him when he was at Texas Tech, so that's another feel-old moment for me. But yeah, he played with Peyton with the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing it back to you, Bill.
So you're taking these steps forward. You're getting ready for, as people like to say, the biggest, toughest test, the biggest, toughest job interview, whatever you want to call. So you already have seen some of what you're getting into. When you talk to guys who've been in the league, what kind of things do you tend to ask them when you want to try to get an idea of what it's going to be like to be there, in the really the top of the top, the creme de la creme, the elite of the elite? What things do you want to know to be prepared?
Really for me, it's just preparation. Like, I feel like preparation can take you a whole lot further than just talent can. I mean, a lot of people have talent, but it's like, what do you do when everybody's talented, So it's just kind of like the little different things as far as preparation for games, preparation for practice too, and just to elevate my game, period.
Okay. And you mentioned the Arizona Cardinals in particular when we said, "Hey, you look at a lot of. You mean you're a football fan, right? You don't just play. You right. You're not just the president. You're a client too.
Yeah.
Why did you mention the Cardinals in particular? What do you like about them? Their scheme.
So their scheme, I feel like it revolves. It's a lot of pass. And at TSU, we had a lot of passes. Really, what's crazy is our run game really should have been better than our pass game. We have 5 great running backs. They're still there, actually. But I would say that's what compares more between the Arizona Cardinals and us.
Okay, got it. And my last question, and then I'll let Jeff bring us on home. When you watch particular players, there's guys that you watch, obviously, and some of them you learn from just because they're great technicians. Some of them, you just love the way they approach or the fact that they finish. Some of them finish with extreme prejudice, right? They finish in such a way that maybe people don't want to see them coming anymore. Tell me about your favorite players to watch and why those are guys that you feel like you can grow from or learn from.
Of course, Trent. Trent probably is the person that, every young lineman mentions just because it's explosiveness, period. Like, explosive. Aside from Trent, Orlando Brown, he's somebody who I really looked up to, too, for sure. Taylor Lewan, as a tackle, I definitely looked up to Taylor Lewan. He made me really, really, I would say elevate my pass game as far as tackle with my hands, for sure.
Okay. Thank you so much. So Jeff, take it home. What else did you want to know about this fascinating young man?
Well, I find it when you said Big Zeus. It's baby Zeus for me, because I remember when his father, Big Zeus, was out there. He was playing when I was playing. And it was like, okay, that's a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even bigger. So that's definitely somebody to look at, especially when you talk about the traits. You may not have the 6'8", but you definitely have the heavy hands. So that's definitely something you haven't, Orlando Brown. So
my bad. Can I say one more?
My thing,
yes.
It was
Spencer Burford, 49ers. At guard, he was the tackle that moved to guard. He's also a frat brother.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him talk all the time. So his transition to guard, he's probably like an inch or two taller than me. And he was just saying his transition to guard is just, I would say he said he transitioned pretty easy. It was like it really wasn't too different. It was like he just had to shorten his set a lot. And I would say slow down more. So, like, I would say that was my issue today, kind of jumping out of my stance, and coach was telling me to slow down. So that's what was causing me to drag that back foot a lot, trying to slow it down. But I just, got to adjust to it and take it with the salt.
Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Burford, I watched a lot of him at UTSA, and then there's a kid, Mr. Tom, who's with Green Bay, who's played both, right? He's had to play tackle and guard because of Bakhtiari's injury. I don't think people realize how hard it is to bounce back as a rookie to be between these two positions. So first of all, thank you. And like I said, it's a thankless position you play. People only notice you when something bad happens. So God bless anybody that willingly decides to play offensive line. And yeah, I'll let Jeff finish up.
All right. So if you're getting the chance to play in the NFL, we talk about the offensive line position. It's one of the few positions you have to be a team player. Sometimes if you're a corner, it could be just about you, because you're that good. But when it comes down to it, as a lineman, you're part of a unit no matter what. And different locker rooms have different feels. Different line groups have different leaders that lead a certain way. Some have that big, loud alpha. Some guys just have a blue collar attitude in their line group. What do you line room that you had?
I couldn't hear the end of your question. You said what kind of leader am I in the line room?
What? No. As far as adapting to whatever line room that you're going to end up in, how are you preparing yourself for that?
Just really being a sponge. It's kind of when you've always been that guy. I guess it was kind of, I would say, easier for me to just be a sponge, because it was like, I've always known how to play that role, period. So it really, I don't think it'll really be hard for me to go to be able to adjust in a different line room. I just am taking everything in and learning from the people who are where I want to be.
Okay, makes sense.
All right. So, for those that don't know, give them a little background on the program you're in right now for the NFL alumni.
So basically the NFL alumni camp, it's basically opportunities for guys like myself who, may have not been that 10 out of 10 straight out of college or straight, or in the NFL. Say if they were on the NFL team and they got cut because they weren't that perfect fine-tuned guy yet. The NFL Academy basically brings you in and puts you in, that NFL environment and prepares you for when you have that opportunity again. It really just shows the talents that you do have and shows that if you are that 10 out of 10 guy, that you should be back in the league. Or if you're not that 10 out of 10 guy, they'll really help you get to be that 10 out of 10 guy.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say, I know Bill is excited to say it now, but we're glad that we had the chance to sit down and have this talk with you. Usually after draft season, we rarely get to see the guy in the class, and everybody's on with their careers. So it's a good opportunity for us to actually catch somebody after the draft cycle who's still trying to continue that career. We wish you the best of luck. Whether it's with the Shield, the chest right now, whether it ends up back in the XFL. Either way, playing pro football is a privilege that very few get to earn, and we hope you get that chance. So, very excited for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And once again, we look forward to seeing whatever comes next for you. And we'd love, wherever it is you land, someday to bring you back to talk about your career.
Yes, sir. Definitely. We'll for sure stay in touch.
Excellent.
Thank you very much for coming on again. Nathaniel Hines, right now working in the NFL Alumni Academy, also still draft eligible for the X. So,
correct.
We don't get to see much of each other this time of year, but it's good seeing you.
I've been having to get my fix.
Senior Bowl and all the other bowls.
Yeah, I've been having to get my fix. Shout out to my other co-host. Brock.
Yes, got more shows going.
I have a lot of shows going on.
One a season. I can't do any more than that. I can't do it anymore. I'm not gonna lie. I tried. It didn't work.
I understand.
Definitely.
I don't get a lot of sleep, Jeff. I don't get a lot of sleep.
I try to sneak some in now. We don't get any during draft season. We don't. So I try to get that extra hour in now because it ain't gonna happen till January.
Nope. No, you're right about that. But yeah,
I'm close enough to Mobile to drive.
Yep. Yeah, between watching tape, writing articles, hosting shows, and trying to help my daughter get ready for college herself. My daughter will be starting college in the fall. It's I've been running on fumes, frankly, Jeff. Running on fumes.
I got 2 more years. I got 2 more years. 2 more years. Mine is a sophomore. One's already there. One's already there. I got a sophomore.
Those 2 years. Yeah. Enjoy those 2 years while you got them, Jeff. Oh man!
Listen, I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to that. I've been a parent since I was 19 years old, so I'm looking forward to some freedom. Yeah, to be fair.
That sounds good too. Oh, of course, it's nothing but
trying
love,
to go out
but
with
yes,
right. Yeah,
but there comes a time.
That's the one thing I'm like, okay, a date night for us. No kids.
Exactly. It comes a time when you want to walk out the door, look around, and you're like, oh, that's it. Just us, huh? All right. Just people who pay for things. The only people who live here are people who pay for things. That's exciting.
Well, that's not going away anytime soon. That unfortunately isn't going away. I'm not going to disillusion myself. It was good seeing you, Bill. We got to wrap this up.
Good
thanks to everybody for watching.
At some point, you'll have to hop on College Football Forecast with Brock and I.
We'll do best, especially since the FHSAA took away my Friday nights by bumping us out of the playoffs before they started with this so-called ranking system that I disagree with.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do like a scheduled rant.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
I already did
we'll
it.
have to do that.
I'm pretty sure they've ignored me.
You did it. Okay.
Yeah, I already did it. That was part of the getting over the end of the season suddenly process, was getting that rant out the way. Yeah.
Understood.
But definitely, we got to run. We're running over here. So we definitely, Bill, great seeing you. We'll be getting together soon in some shape, form. We'll be getting together soon. Jeff Barnes, Bill Carroll, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a great night.